This is Dr. Shagufta Riaz. I am lecturer in zoology at Gulistan Shah Abdul Latif Girls College, Karachi. First of all, I would like to appreciate this initiative of Government of Sindh, and on behalf of management, principal and teachers of Gulistan Shah Abdul Latif Girls College, this is a small contribution to the effort of Government of Sindh. Topic which I will discuss here is transportation in men from chapter 14. Transport in men take place by means of blood, and blood is made up of fluid connective tissues which transport different materials within your body. What are the components of the blood? Blood is composed of plasma and blood corpuscles. Plasma is made up of water, that is 90%, while the rest of the 10% are dissolved substances such as glucose, amino acid and blood protein. The blood corpuscles includes RBCs, that is red blood cells, WBCs, white blood cells and platelets. Different components of the blood, you can see here is the diagram showing the structure of different types of cells present in the blood. Here are the red blood cells which are biconcave in structure. These are the platelets, and WBCs or white blood cells are of two types, that is granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes are further divided into three types, which is eosinophil, basophil and neutrophil. Granulocytes have granules in their structure, you can see here, while the agranulocytes don't have any granules in their structure. These cells are basically responsible for defense mechanism in your body, and they are secreted in the conditions such as if you get some kind of allergy or any foreign particle such as bacteria enters into your body. Erythrocytes or RBCs, they are biconcave in structure. They are non-nucleated, which means they don't have nucleus. They contain hemoglobin, which is the respiratory pigment, which helps in transport of oxygen. As they are non-nucleated, which means they don't have the nucleus, they have more space to attach oxygen molecules. They contain enzyme carbonic anhydrase, which help in transport of carbon dioxide, which means the RBCs are not only responsible for the transport of oxygen, but they also transport carbon dioxide as well. They are formed in bone marrow of sternum and ribs. Their lifespan is about 120 days. After that, they are destroyed in spleen or liver by phagocytosis. Leukocytes or WBCs, they are irregular in shape, while the RBCs were biconcave in structure, right? They are nucleated while the RBCs were non-nucleated. WBCs are larger than RBCs but fewer in number. They are formed in bone marrow, spleen, thymus and lymph nodes. Their lifespan is very short, that is 20 to 30 hours. WBCs are of two types as I discussed earlier, that is granulocytes and agranulocytes. Platelets are non-nucleated just like the RBCs, and irregular in structure just like WBCs. They are produced in bone marrow and help in blood clotting. Now, the functions of the blood. Blood is responsible for transport of nutrients into the body. After the process of digestion, the nutrients or the digested food from the small intestine is transported to different parts, different tissues of the body by the help of blood. Similarly, the waste substances formed in different tissues are collected by the help of blood and bring it to the blood bring it to the excretory organs for elimination. Blood is also responsible for transport of metabolic byproducts from the site of production to different organs. As we know, the hormones are secreted from endocrine gland. So the blood is responsible to take these hormones from the endocrine gland to different targeted organs. The uniform body temperature or distribution of body heat is also maintained by blood. Blood is responsible for transport of oxygen from lungs to different tissues of our body and the collection of carbon dioxide from different tissues to lungs. It also acts as defense system because against the diseases because it has WBCs. It also protects against its own loss by the help of clotting, which is done by platelets. Here we will discuss two disorders of blood. First one is thalassemia, while the other one is leukemia. Thalassemia is associated with RBCs, while the leukemia is associated with WBCs. Thalassemia is basically a genetic disease which is inherited from the parents, while from the parents, and in thalassemia the hemoglobin production or in RBCs is impaired. There are two types of thalassemia: thalassemia major and thalassemia minor. In thalassemia minor, it only affects on hemoglobin synthesis with mild anemia, which means deficiency of blood, while the in thalassemia major, the hemoglobin synthesis is impaired, that is, only little or no hemoglobin production at all. So, this is a serious condition. In thalassemia major also results in enlargement of kidney and it is more common in children. The only remedy for thalassemia major is blood transfusion. Now, the second one, which is leukemia. Leukemia is malignant in nature, which means cancer causing. In leukemia, leukocytes or WBCs are increased in number. This condition can be fatal and can cause death. The causes of this disease is not known. However, there are several factors which are associated with it, such as the radiation, which come from X-rays, and cytotoxic drugs, which are given to the cancer patients for medication, and it can be genetic.